What's up, YouTube? Motorcycle Mantha's back. It's been a minute. But today what we're going to do is rebuild the carburetor on my Suzuki Savage 650. So here is my carburetor. And here's my carburetor rebuild kit. I will put a link for this in the description below. And that way, if you're looking for one, you'll know exactly what you need. A couple things that I have to get this done. It's never bad to have pliers. This, as you know, I've spoke of this in different videos. This is a impact driver for those really tough bolts. I just always like to keep it on hand because it's better than stripping a screw. Here's a multi-bit screwdriver. This thing's pretty cool. I like this. I use this a lot. So it's by those people. I got some gloves. I've got some shop rags and carburetor cleaner. You know you need carburetor cleaner. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's take a look at this carburetor kit. So as you see, we've got all new screws. We've got a new gasket. And then new jets as well. So specifically, the whole reason that I got this kit was because I broke that one. That's the jet that goes on the float bowl that fills the bottom of your carburetor. There. Let's do it! I should probably put gloves on. That would be smart. What are we going to do first? We'll start on the bottom. We're going to start on the bottom. No, we'll start on the top. We'll start on the top. These screws up top specifically is what I like to use the impact driver for. And the top and the bottom, these four. Because those things are quite difficult to get out. Alright, there's a spring under here, so hold this down with your finger. What I like to do is take all the top screws. I mean, even though we're going to be replacing this, everything except this diaphragm. So when I'm looking at this now that I've taken it out and apart, what I'm looking for in the diaphragm is that, see how it's seated real nicely in this, there's even like a little tab here so you can make sure that you've got it in the right direction. So this is all seated real nice in this, it's done real nice in this groove for the gasket. That's good news. I like that. So it's not warped, it's not misshapen. It fits real nice. Real nice. So what you'll do is you'll spray this off, get all this kind of dust and crud out from all around here. And then what I like to do is grab a flashlight. Grab a flashlight and take it like it's on. Fine. And you put it like this and just kind of run it. You should not see any light come through. This is the diaphragm. This is kind of what sucks the air and fuel mixture in. So if it's got any punctures, it's not going to be doing its job properly. So I don't have any like little holes or anything like that. That's good news. that we're not replacing with the rebuild kit, so I really want to make sure that this is in good condition. So we've got one jet right there and one jet right there. See, this is why this thing's awesome. I don't have to use multiple tools. I got everything I need right here. Boom. Be able to get in there with it. Be careful. Well, I guess if you're rebuilding it, it doesn't matter. But don't forget that all these pieces are made of brass. So it's easy to damage them and mess up the threads and stuff like that. You gotta be real careful with this stuff. Alright. There's that one. Bam. That's the top. So this is kind of another reason that I got all the extra racks. I particularly don't want to get it on this table. I mean, I know exactly what I'm doing. Same thing, bottom screws in the bottom. Alright. Oh wow. Yeah, that's toast. Sure hope this is the right one. Yeah, it looks like it. Washer with it. I didn't mention it before, but I will mention it now. Precision screwdriver might not be a bad idea. Right here, there's a little pin that holds this float bowl on it, and they're right underneath it. If you see, right this, here's the pin. I'm gonna pop it out, but right here, that is a jet. So when you pull this float bowl off, be very careful. Then also inspect this bowl. Put it in like a cup of water and push it down, and make sure there aren't any bubbles rising from it. So what this does is, as it sits in the bottom of this fuel bowl, if it's empty, the float drops, and you see that jet right there comes down, and then as it fills, this float bowl floats back up and closes that jet. So if this has got holes in it, it's not going to work right. Now if you look, that's specifically what I needed, because I broke the rubber stopper that is normally on the tip of that. So the new one, if you can see through that plastic, it's got that black rubber stopper right there. There's a small spring under this too, so be careful. Alright, that right there. We gotta figure out. Okay, that's trash. That's a key. Put it with the float bowl. That's what I'll do. Figure out. You know what another like cool hack is that I'll do sometimes is those small little fishing like tackle boxes with just the little compartments. Or you can get them for like beads and jewelry if you're into that. And I'll use that and set my screws or parts in and kind of set them in a 1, 2, 3 order, so I know sequentially what goes where and in what order. Either that or making a video is a good way to figure out how things go back together too. Alright. This spring is pretty strong, so be careful. Here's another little diaphragm, and same with this little diaphragm. See, it sits in there almost perfectly. That's all good news. We want that. And right here, there's another jet too. What the fuck is this? What is that? Tiny spring behind this one. Also, this jet right here. So be careful with that too. There's a tiny washer and a screw. Alright, spring. That's what that is. I can never get this thing out. Alright. It took a little bit of finagling, but this disgusting thing goes right. I don't want to put it back because then I'll have to get it again. But it goes right in there. And you saw that screw that held that thing down into place. It was right there. So what I'm going to do is kind of organize everything so that it's not so cluttered and it's a little easier for you to see with your eyes. And I'm going to match all the old jets to the new jets. Okay, so this is everything new. But I noticed that this kit actually didn't come with anything for these top 2 jets. I don't have new jets for these top 2. But here's my old float bowl jet. Here's the new one. There's like a fuel filter kind of in the carburetor. And there's the new one New bolt, old bolt, use the same stay. New or old jet, new jet. This is all the bottom. The bottom has all new stuff. So this is the outer one that I told you had a spring behind it. There's the old spring and the washer. Here's the new spring and the washer and the new jet. And then over here we're going to use the same washer for this. Old jet, new jet. And then I don't know what these two washers are for. I haven't found any amongst the things. Last thing is this guy right here. So this is the new one. Looks a little bent though, doesn't it? And this is the old one. Okay, so the final thing is in this diaphragm there is this needle jet and these plate on top of it and these two screws going on either side of this plate that hold this whole thing down here. Like so. So to get this up and out so that I could change the old one for this is the old one, so I could change it out, I had to get a long screwdriver to back out the screws for this plate. So when you pull it out, just in case you're confused about the order of everything, and I just lost the spring. Oh, found you. Okay. So here's a washer. Here's what they call, I guess, an E-clip, which they will give you a new one. There's the there's the old one. And if you notice on the old jet and the new jet, there's that little ridge that clips onto. So that's what that's clipped onto, and on top is a washer. Then you've got, or I'm sorry, like a grommet, and then below the E-clip is a washer, and then this spring doohickey. And then what I would do is put it in there, hold it like so. Well, this is going to be tricky. No! Oh, the magnet's dead in my screwdriver. Ha ha! Ah! Alright. I'm going to try it. You. Yeah, this part's not going to be fun for you. It's so unfun that I'm ignoring you right now. Ah! Alright. Let's do it. Save those for a rainy day. Well, no new jets for the top, so I just want to make sure that they're like extra clean. Rinse and repeat. Alright, so you see the little lip? It goes right there. Make sure everything's nicey nice. Low. Like so. Brand new jet here. No, it's not that one. Is it that one? Yes, it is. Look at it, it's so shiny. It's right here. This piece right here. New screw. So the easiest way I've found to do this is put your finger there, like so. Take your pen. And you know the rule about gaskets. I'm doing these all like tight enough, but then I'm going to go around in a zigzag pattern and tighten them the rest of the way to make sure that the pressure on the gasket is even. So this one, if I'm not mistaken, is 2.5 turns out. So what we're going to do is initially we're going to screw this all the way in there. Oh, no, apparently I'm not. That's weird. And then when we get all the way into, we're going to back it out 2.5 turns. This needle is specifically responsible for the fuel side of how much fuel the carburetor is taking in, and over here this one is in charge of how much air you're taking in. So this is like your idle control, and then this, if you're just like running lean or rich, you can adjust it from here as well. But this is on the fuel side, and that's on the air side. And on any carburetor, there's like a lot of holes and ducts and stuff with specific jobs. And I'm going to show you this is when you're like spraying everything out and cleaning it, make sure you get it pretty well, because there's a lot of like pinhole passageways that if they're obstructed, your bike's not going to run right, or it's going to run like crap. So I'm going to show you an example. Right at the tip of my thumb, right there, it is a air passage, or maybe a fuel passage or something. If you notice right there, that is like the tube from this little tiny air passage that's right here above my thumb. And it comes out right there in that little doohickey pinhole. So that's why it's important just to like pay attention to stuff like that, because then in this diaphragm that goes there, you see it? That little hole. So that hole, it's lining up. If I can get it in there. It's lining up with that little pinhole there. And just that being clogged might significantly alter the way the bike runs. You don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do know. Oh, there's supposed to be a spring there. And your brakes compress the pads more and more, and the pads wear, then it's got to release pressure in the top of the valve. Otherwise, it's going to be like, you know, when you drink out of a Coke bottle and you don't let air get in, it just like collapses, and then you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right, ladies and gents. Now that's how you rebuild Suzuki Savage 650 carburetor. Hope that was helpful. If you have any tips for me or any suggestions, comments, questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you all again. Moto Mantha out. Y'all stay safe, and I'll see you next time.